What do you believe it means to teach to the test?
So teaching to the test is when the teacher only gives you the information that they know is going to be on the test.
Okay, so teaching to the test is manufactured learning. It's this idea that here's a test with all of the things that students need to know by the time they're 10 years old, by the time they're 9 years old, or by the time they're in 11th grade, 12th grade. And so we give out this test, and teachers take it, and they say, okay, this is what I'm going to teach you.
To the test is basically when teachers teach to the test, and students are only getting that information that the state gives the teachers to give them, like Common Core. It's only that information, and students don't really learn anything other than that.
To teach to the test, to me, kind of feels like they literally are teaching what only you need to know on the test. It's not necessarily extra information that might be helpful, it's just what they feel it will get you the grade you want on the test.
Probably just like, honestly, I feel like, kind of like some other people say, like, that the government pretty much tells the teacher what the kids need to know for the test, and they teach exactly that.
I believe teaching to the test means when a teacher will only teach and reiterate what is going to be on the test so that their students actually succeed and not actually push them to learn the knowledge.
Do you think this teaching method is beneficial for students?
I really don't think that this teaching method is beneficial. It doesn't really allow them to think creatively. It just makes sure that they know how to fill in the bubble sheets.
In the long run, no. As students, we're supposed to be trying to learn and get our degrees so that we can do well in the workplace. And our grades don't necessarily reflect how well we're going to do in the workplace. If it's just teaching to the test, it's just reflecting how well we're going to do on that test.
Honestly, they'll probably get better, they could see them get better grades, but I don't find it very beneficial personally, because I feel like, in my experience, I've had where I did well on the test but didn't actually know the material.
I don't think it's beneficial to students because I don't think they learn everything that they need to learn. They only learn what's going to be on the test, and teachers kind of rush through lessons in order to get the information in on what's on the test.
I don't think this method is actually really beneficial because it's more like teaching them memorization regurgitation, as my teacher says. It only teaches them what they need to know to the test, and then when the next test comes around, they're only learning to that test. So it's not really information they're going to keep forever. It's just for that certain span of time that they need to cram in.
It's beneficial to the students only in the aspect of that they're not going to fail their course for those who can actually memorize things or who have gotten it down and learned how to do it. But in the long run, it's going to actually harm students more than anything.
Why do you think teachers employ this teaching method?
I think the teachers do it so they can get better test scores, so that their classes will look good to whoever's giving them the test. I think that teachers do this because it's easy, and they're kind of expected and pushed to have high test scores, so they want to make sure that the kids know what's on the test and how to properly read the questions and answer them.
Teachers employ this method of teaching because school districts expect teachers to have really high test scores, and it reflects well on the school district, but is not beneficial for the student. I know my mom works as a teacher, and they really, really care about statistics and not the students.
As a student, have you experienced this teaching method? How did you feel about it?
I have experienced this mostly in AP classes in high school or in gen ed classes, and I really don't like it because you don't get any information that you might be interested in. It's only the most basic information possible.
I have experienced this method of teaching, and I hated it because I feel like I still didn't learn what was on the test, and I feel like everything was kind of rushed through lessons and everything, and it didn't help me out at all. I feel like I lost a lot of information that I could have learned over the years.
As a student in the public school system, I have experienced this teaching method, and in almost almost all of my classes I have experienced this teaching method, and I really don't like it because you don't learn anything. You just memorize it.
As a student, I can definitely say I actually have experienced this type of method. Basically, it's kind of what one of my professors does now, and I memorize for the test, but it doesn't really help me later on. Like for the final, I'm probably just gonna have to relearn it or rememorize it again. And some of my teachers in high school did that. And I know I didn't actually do the best in those classes just because I'm not a good memorizer, so it didn't necessarily work for me. But I mean, teaching the test, yes, it'll get you the grade you want if you're good at that kind of stuff.
Reflection.
Overall, I didn't find the answers very surprising that everybody knew what teaching to the test was, just because everybody did say that they had experienced it at some point in their lives, especially in public schools. One person even said that they experienced it most in things like AP classes, where there is like a big test at the very end of the semester, which, if you think about it, makes sense that teachers would be teaching to that test. When I asked if they thought it was beneficial for students, for teachers to teach the test, everyone answered no, and that even they felt cheated when they were learning just because they didn't think that they learned everything that they could have, and they wanted to go more in depth and detail.